So we will continue Canto 11, chapter 18. We had stopped at 34th verse, so we will start from 35. This is called Description of Varnasrama-dharma from the Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, Canto 11, chapter 18, verse 35, Description of Varnasrama-dharma. A sage should accept the food, clothing and bedding, be they of excellent or inferior quality, that comes of their own accord. So we were describing yesterday about the sage. Sage is basically a person who has reached the state of enlightenment and he's going here and there. Now, this kind of a person, now you will find that in India there are lots of sages who are basically, what do? They are interested in silk dhoti, silk, covering. Okay, they will come with very big shawl which is white silk or some color, maybe orange color. Or they are basically looking at, sitting on a seat which is made of velvet, or a seat which is like, it looks like a throne. Here there is a very clear indication. Krishna is saying, don't get involved in all that. You should be sitting in a place which is offered to you. It could be any place. It could be just a stone. So you should be able to sit on that stone. No problem. If you are offered a very nice gaddi, you can sit on that. The food that you are having need not be very hi-fi food. Okay, not 5-star hotel food. You can eat a simple dal rice also, or even a roti. It should not be a problem. Maybe that day you don't get anything, so it really does not matter. You should not bother your head about, oh, why I didn't get the meal. So food is like that. Then clothing. What kind of a clothing a person should wear? This question came to me also many years ago, that I was wondering what kind of clothing I should wear. So first, I tried out very simple clothes. And then I said, see, orange I cannot wear because I am not a renunciate. I have not given up the world. Though I had gone to give up the world, but unfortunately, or fortunately I should say, my guru said, you go back. So when he said, go back, I have to wear normal clothes. So I came and I started wearing white color clothes. The moment I wore white color clothes for 2-3 months, actually I went to a very nice place called Fab India and I bought kurtas and pajamas. Okay, lot of kurtas and pajamas. And I started wearing white clothes and shave very nicely and cut your hair and everything. I realized that in less than a few months and few weeks later, my tempers were shooting through the roof for no rhyme or reason. It is like, white color cloth, and I'm eating something and I am so liable to, drop things on myself that maybe in one day itself it gets spoiled. So I said, white, surf company ka jada, bill ho rahega hamara. Hindustan Lever will benefit a lot. So I said, white color, and everybody, absolutely everybody around me started getting the heat. They said, oh my God, this fellow is wearing white and he's getting so angry every day. So I gave up white. Then I came to a point, what should I wear? Then I realized that anybody who offers me anything, suppose it's a white color shirt, it does not matter. If it is a gray color shirt, it does not matter. If it is a blue color shirt with something written across it, also should not matter. But then my students decided, no, Guruji should wear only white and maybe a little bit of gray, but no color. So, and the cheapest thing available in the market was a t-shirt. Because if you wear a shirt, you have to wear something inside it. Okay. You can't wear a shirt just like that, no? हमने इंडिया में कैसा है, अंदर VIP underwear and banyan, or Rupa ke underwear and banyan. I don't know why they wear Rupa's underwear and banyan. A man should not wear Rupa underwear and banyan because Rupa is the name of a girl. But maybe they should change the name to something else. So this made me realize that I just need to have two pieces of cloth, which is basically the top and the bottom. And in my school, in my college days, I had already decided that, I should not be wearing, the one thing that we wear, jeans, you can wear for 6 months, 1 year also without washing. So Unilever ka zyada paisa kharcha nahi. Okay, so every day you don't need to wash jeans. So simple solution, you just have to be as simple as possible. Wear a jeans and a shirt, t-shirt. So I arrived at that, and it's always somebody gives me that, and yes, now there is a huge pile of t-shirts lying in the cupboard and I don't know what to do with them. So those who come over here can take some of them if you want. So coming back to the story of clothing. Clothing has to be very simplistic. And if you are a renunciate, then you have to wear renunciate clothing, which is orange color. And orange color need not be fancy silk from South India or, Banaras or something like that. You can wear simple cotton. Cotton is the simplest and the cheapest. So you can wear simple. So say they should come of their own accord. That means somebody has given or somebody has offered to you. That is perfect. You don't need to go to the market to buy. Maybe if you don't have any, you can request somebody to get the cheapest of the cloth. If you have read Ramakrishna Paramahansa's book, where he says very clearly, can you get me the cheapest of the cloth? That is it. No, nothing fancy, nothing expensive. So, verse 36, just as I, the Supreme Lord, executes regulative duties by my own free will, similarly, one who has realized knowledge of me should maintain general cleanliness, purify his hands with water, take bath, execute other regulative duties, not by force, but by his own free will. See, this is an important thing that we need to do, is to maintain hygiene. Maintaining hygiene is extremely important. And would you like to have your God dirty? Think about it. Krishna comes wearing clothes which are, 3 days old. Or he says, I have not taken a bath, There is no bathroom over there, so I have not taken a bath. You don't want your God to look ugly or dirty. You want your God to look nice. So Krishna has taken a bath. Krishna also does all regulative duties. See what he says? I have done all my regulative duties. That means he brushes his teeth also. No, I am not endorsing any toothpaste over here. Okay, otherwise you will say, oh, you are endorsing a toothpaste. Krishna kaun sa toothpaste use karta hai? Bola ye Colgate. No, I am not endorsing any toothpaste. Here I am just saying that very simply, he does everything that is regulative, which is basically for good health maintenance. So every person should wear simple clothes, do their basic ablutions, from getting up in the morning, brushing their teeth, to having a bath and going to the toilet and this and that. Everything has to be done in a very normal sense. It doesn't mean that, okay, मैं ना सवेरे से शाम तक 4 बार स्नान करूंगा. सर, ये दुनिया में पानी बहुत कम है. हाँ, पानी कम है एंड इलेक्ट्रिसिटी भी थोड़ा कम है. क्यों मालूम है? नहीं तो बोलेगा मैं वैक्यूम क्लीनर से वैक्यूम करता हूँ अपने आप को. वो भी नहीं कर सकते. So first, understand, he is not saying that you need to take bath all the time. Okay, no, something happens, I take a bath. Something happens, I take a bath. No. You can take a bath once a day. It's not a problem. Purify your hands. Yes. When you go to the toilet, please wash your hands. It's important. Otherwise, imagine you're going to the toilet and after that, putting your hands in some food and giving it to others. Oh my God, they are not going to like it. Yeah? So you have to be clean. You have to be neat. You have to be presentable. And presentability is the most important thing. People believe that, you need not be presentable because you are a Swamiji. Is not a done thing. You need to be presentable, even if you are a Swamiji, even if you are a sage, you better be presentable. There are lots of sages in this world who let their hairs mat. Now, they are the renunciates. They have given up everything and they are not going to be there in the public eye. But if you are there in the public eye, you better be okay, presentable. Just not have too fancy ideas about, okay, designer wear from Italy and all. No need. बोला चप्पल मैं किधर से, लंदन से लेके आता हूँ, ऐसा कोई जरूरी नहीं है. बोला चाइना का भी चप्पल चलेगा 10 रुपए वाला, हमें 10 रुपए में नहीं मिलता रहेगा, 100 रुपए वाला चाइना में बनते हैं. You can buy Chinese stuff which is the cheapest in the world, of course, no problem, as long as it lasts. And yes, Chinese rice and all, you better be careful. Don't eat plastic rice. There's a scare in India that everybody is eating plastic rice nowadays imported from China. I don't think so. I mean, you know what rice looks like, you know how it is, you know the texture. If you are used to a particular kind of a variety of a rice, use that rice only. Why go for something else? So go to decent stores, buy decent meals. It's okay. So we come to the next one. A realized soul need no longer see things as separate from me, for this realized knowledge of me has destroyed such illusory perceptions. Since the material body and mind were previously accustomed to this kind of perception, it may sometimes appear to reoccur. But at the time of death, the self-realized soul achieves opulence equal to mine. Now, how does a normal person see the world? A normal person sees the world as himself and other people. Himself and other people. So you can point out A, B, C, D, number of people around you. So you will say, "Arey, Ronaldo football khel raha hai. Sachin Tendulkar bat kar raha hai." You can see all these people, isn't it? Huh? Okay. बोला टॉम क्रूज मम्मी में है. वो मम्मी के साथ क्यों है मालूम नहीं, लेकिन मम्मी में है वो. हाँ, टॉम क्रूज. So you can identify those people. So a sage is also supposed to identify. But the most important part is what? That he has to identify everything in God. If he sees separateness means, oh, I see you separate, I see you separate, and I see you separate. No. Everything is a part and parcel of the divine only. The divinity is not separate. नहीं बोला उसमें है ना 4 ग्राम एक्स्ट्रा है, उसमें 50 ग्राम कम हो गया है, उसका माइनस हो गया है, ऐसा कुछ नहीं. बोला 1 किलो का वजन है. God is 1 kilo in everybody. So what happens to somebody who is only 500 grams worth? Problem आ जाएगा ना. तो God को जगह ही नहीं है. So the thing is, okay, and then you have a 500 kg person, that means the God will be equivalent value, is it? No. Doesn't mean the value will be more. It only translates into what? God is equal in everybody. Whether it is A, B, C or D. Whether it is Hindu, Muslim, anybody, Christian, Parsi, Sikh, you name it, everybody, God is the same in every human being. Can you see the God inside that person? This is the important part. A sage sees God in everything. He doesn't see anything as separate. This is what a realized being understands. But during the course of his life, that he is alive, he is allowed to do a little bit of separation, where there are certain people or certain circumstances where he can separate it out. So it is allowed, because mind and body has been with that person before also. So old habits die hard, we say. अभी बचपन में नाक में ऐसा उंगली डालने का है, तो बड़ा होएगा गाड़ी चलाने का टाइम पे नाक में उंगली डालेगा ही. I mean, those who understand Hindi, you know how people are. In school, young girls, I don't know, in olden times they would do like this to their hair, like this to their hair. Any person who was sitting behind would be always scared, उसका सिर में से जू जाएगा. And when they grow up also, you will find them doing like this. You'll see they'll take one finger like this and they'll, and then they'll do like this, and then look at that finger. Actually, they must have gone to the, their parlors and all, but still they will do like this and they will see their finger. Why? Old habits die hard. No, they are used to their old habits, and this is the reason why they are like that. Can't help them. So the sage also has this problem. The sage believes that You know, sometimes he has to separate himself out. Death, he merges in the Lord. One who is detached from sense gratification, knowing its results to be miserable, and who desires spiritual perfection, but who has not seriously analyzed the process of obtaining me, should approach a bona fide and a learned spiritual master. Now, this is for every other person except the sage. Somebody, till you do not detach yourself from sense gratification. You know, everybody has some requirement in their world. Like some people will say, no, I have to work for a few years. How many years you want to work for? Oh, till I am about 55 or 60. Okay, you work for school. I have to earn a living. Okay, what else? I have to buy a house. Okay, what else? Oh, I have to have a car, a fancy car, you know. I had decided when I was a small boy, I had decided that I will have a Mercedes Benz or a BMW or something like that. Okay, what else? I need to have $1 million in my bank account. That's a big question. You want to have $1 million in your bank account, you want to do this, you want to do that. And did you see what is all this about? These are called desires. Any kind of desire is there, you cannot join spirituality. Please understand, there is a problem. One who is detached from sense gratification, the person who has given up on his senses, knowing the results are miserable. Every gratification of every sense, whether it is taste, whether it is your eyesight, you know, whether it is hearing. If you are interested in hearing only the good stuff about yourself, or if you are interested in seeing only the good part of your life, you know, there are lots of people in this world who will say, you know, I like to see all the good stuff. Every day I go on Instagram and I see the beautiful flowers that are there, the beautiful girls on the beaches. I have had some people who have gone and liked such pages. Okay. So when I look at them, I say, Acha, tumko ye aisa sab acha lagta hai? So coming back to this. So you only like to see the good stuff, is it? You only like to see the good stuff. That means you are still attached to the senses. Then, oh, my weight is so much. I need to reduce my weight by 5 kilos. I need to reduce weight by 1 kilo. You're still attached to your senses. If you feel that you need to eat certain kind of food so that you can maintain a certain kind of a diet or something like that, you are still having that same issue. Or on the other hand, a person says, nahi, mera vajan to 115 kilos hai, chalta hai. Why? There are lots of people on Instagram who are body positive. Well, body positive is a very, very positive term. If they are fat, I am also fat. Have you seen Ashley Graham? Now, don't ask me who is Ashley Graham. Ashley Graham is a model who got featured on all the fashion magazines, and she is a very well-built woman. But one problem with her is this. She's a well-built woman with a nice waist. Nice waist. So you can't call her body positive. You can't call a person like that body positive. Body positive means you can even have a 36 or a 40 tummy. Okay. Body positive doesn't translate into you need to have a narrow waist like Ashley Graham. No. You can have a body like square also, does not matter. If you are going to be bothered about this, then you are still attached to your senses. What else is there? Tongue, eating habits. Now you like to only see good stuff. And then all your other body organs, that means your hands, your legs, your anus, your this, your that. You are still interested in using a paper towel, a paper napkin for going to the toilet. You are still involved in a sense gratification, sir. If you are still involved in sense gratification and you are like that, one of the strangest things of all is this. There should be no distinction in your world. You know, a mother holds the poop of a child in her hand also. Every mother and father, I don't know, but at least mother. When she's cleaning the child, she is holding the poop in her hand. And as a child, you have also done. But as you grow up, you think, oh my God, it's a dirty, I cannot touch it. I need to clean, and maybe I need to put gloves and do something about it. What do you mean by gloves and do something about it? You're an idiot of the first order. Okay? So, there should be no distinction of any sort. That is the problem. Now we come back to this line. One who has detached from the sense gratification. Somebody who has no hang-ups about any kind of gratification of any kind, of any sense gratification of any kind. Okay, it also translates into sexual gratification. Okay, that also is not there, non-existent. Not in the result to be miserable. They know that all those results are going to be miserable only. Miserable. Any kind of sense gratification is anyway going to be miserable only. You have to know this. Now, if you buy some fancy, fruits, and if you find there is a kida inside, you will throw the fruit away. Just imagine you have eaten it and then you find it is filled with it. Then what happens? That disgust comes in you, isn't it? Why is that disgust coming in you? The disgust comes in you because you don't like it. It's miserable. You are miserable to the core. Same way, a person has to reach a point where understanding that every sense gratification is a misery. What is a misery? Now let us take, for example, we have Brito going for various, travels. Now, a travel is very beautiful when it starts. When you begin, you are very excited. Yes, I'm going to travel. But the moment you're coming back, the thought comes, I should have stayed there only. This thought, if it comes in your mind, now what? Now next, where can I go? If that thought comes in your mind, or if the thought comes, oh, next time when I go, I will have to see the ratings on Airbnb. Okay. Or maybe I need to go to all the websites and check out which is a good place to eat. If this kind of thought comes, that means you have actually entered the domain of misery. And understand this, every sense gratification is miserable. So what is it that is not miserable? So people think, going to the gym, going for a climb, going to the mountains, doing all kinds of activities. Oh, I do a 5-kilometer walk. Okay, 5-kilometer walk. And you think it is very good. It is still a misery. Do one thing, do 10 days 5-kilometer walk, and then one day you miss it. Is it not miserable? And then you say, oh, next tomorrow I will try to catch up. What you are going to do? Catch up means what? 5 days later, you have missed out 3 days. That means in 15 days, you have missed out 3 days. And after that you say, after 1 month has gone, it's okay. In the last whole month, I just did 20 days. Now you have started giving reasons. You have to understand one thing. If it is hurting you, if the thought comes in your mind, that I have missed something, or I have done something extra, the thought comes in your mind, oh, I normally do 5 kilometers per day, but today I have done 6.7 kilometers. Why? Because my, that app says so. I have done so many steps walking. So you feel nice about it? That is sense gratification, sir. I'm saying sir actually doesn't mean a man, by the way. I'm just saying sir because everybody is involved. Okay, just for the sake of it. People think that they do something extra, they have done something great. If they don't do anything, they have made lesser, then they think that they have not done anything. It is still a sense gratification, and it is a part of misery. It's a part of this world which we say as miserable. And a misery on one side and happiness on the other side. Both are the same. Doesn't mean anything. It has to become a regular activity. Just like you go and brush your teeth is a regular activity. Do you think, oh, I got to brush? You don't say those words. You just get up, go to the bathroom, brush your teeth, go for a pee or do whatever you want to. It's a very natural process, isn't it? Till it doesn't become a natural process, it is still called sense gratification. I hope you understand what I'm talking about. Sense gratification is till the point where you think you have done something more spectacular or you have done something less. The mind comes, it is still a sense gratification. A person has to reach a sense of equanimity and a sense of doing things in a very regular manner. Regular manner in the sense, I brush my teeth, my heart beats, book, 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 like that natural stuff. Then it is not sense gratification. Then it's a part and parcel of your life. Nothing less, nothing more, no feeling nice, no feeling miserable. Okay? Then that person who has reached the state of equanimity and desiring spiritual perfection, then he is interested in spiritual perfection. If there is still a hankering in a person that they have to do, PhD in some subject and they have to go for some great job somewhere, or they have so many, I've got this list of things to do. List of things to do means what? What is that list called? The people who send that or marne ka pehla kuch to bhi, something like that. So people do this, they create a list. This is what I got to do. Morgan Freeman and Jack Nicholson were there in that film. Now, what is that list? I have to achieve this. I have to do this thing. And this is what I got to achieve. That means there is still some amount of, desire left in you, isn't it? Matlab, marne ke pehle I want to do this. If you have that kind of a list, I am sorry, you are not eligible for anything. Then you please go back to your world, complete that list. Have a sense of equanimity, then come into spiritual. Otherwise, why are you coming into spiritual? Even in spiritual, you are going to be a miserable person. If a person comes in spiritual with all that baggage, just think about it. If you are back and you are carrying 2 luggage, which is, 24 inches suitcase with you, what is the point? Are you going to climb the mountain? You can't climb a mountain with a 24-inch suitcase. Okay? You need to travel light. So in spirituality, you need to give up most of these things. Otherwise, there is no point in coming into spirituality. Spirituality is something which is beyond your conception also. Spirituality doesn't have any clue for you. You are only interested in मेरे को खाने का अच्छा खाने का अच्छा सुनने का अच्छा देखने का. No. Those who desire spiritual perfection but have not seriously analyzed the process of obtaining me. This is the part which people need to understand. To come into spirituality and still have that hankering for doing something is wrong. You come to spirituality leaving everything. And you are having just simple habits which are regular in nature. But if you are getting angry, if you are getting upset because you are not getting something, and because this has not happened to you and that has not happened to you, and you desire this and you desire that, even if it is the stupidest of the thing, then the spiritual perfection doesn't come in a person. And he's not going to run after God at all. Let me tell you this much. whether it is Krishna or Jesus Christ, you cannot achieve, no Krishna or no Jesus Christ can be achieved if you still have the hankering for all the stupid stuff in the world. I hope this line explains to you this. Analyze, not seriously analyze the process of obtaining me. This person who has given up this kind of, sense gratification and knowing that they are all miserable, who desires spiritual perfection, who is desiring spirituality and wants to know God, then that person should approach a bona fide and a learned spiritual master. Only then you should approach a spiritual teacher, somebody whom you know is capable of giving you the knowledge about the divine. When you are in this material world, there are lots of people who are there in the material world who say, oh, you don't understand, there is no spirituality and all that, I just need to earn my living, I just have to. And what do? They just live a life which is like any other Tom, Dick and Harry. Any other person in the world. They are earning money, they're getting married, they are having children, they are repenting getting married, then they are going to take care of their children, they are going to feel bad about the whole damn issue after a few years, and they will say, oh, I have a retirement fund, in the bank and this and that nonsensical stuff. I have 401k, somewhere it is there. Okay, I've got a country house where I will be just sitting over there and I'm going to watch the birds over there. Or maybe I have 35 guns in my cabinet, I'm going to use them for shooting. What is he talking about? What are you all talking about? If this is the kind of thing that you have, and there is no spirituality in your world, and just going to church or temple one few days, okay, the Bible says you should visit the church every week. I go to church every week. That is not called spirituality. You know what is? In our world, we call it pandering to God. What you are pandering to God? Next week, please give me promotion. Next week, I need to have this. Next week, I need to have good health. I am going for this, so give me this, so I'm going for that. That is not spirituality. This is not spirituality. Spirituality is trying to find out who is God. What is he? What is the meaning of the word truth? But if you have not gone beyond your sense gratification, why are you bothered about those questions? Those questions will never come to you. You are a Janta class. You are a third-class citizen. You are not worthy of knowing God. So why are you in that business? Don't get into spirituality because you think, I want to know Jesus Christ. I want to know Krishna because I am thinking that I need to have this also and I need to have that also. You are not allowed. Krishna is very clear over here. Do you get the point? I will read this verse again. Listen to the verse. One who is detached from sense gratification, complete detachment, its results to be miserable. Every sense gratification has a miserable ending. If you don't believe me, think about all those people who have made so much of money and are miserable to the core. Think of all those people who have had many children and they are miserable to the core. Think of all the people who have got married. They are thinking that, oh, my marriage is a success. What success? You are bullshitting the world and you are bullshitting yourself. It's the most miserable marriage that you have. Some people think that they have to do travel. A travel is a misery. After 3 travels or 4 travels, what are you doing? Umberto has met many people in different countries where they are traveling throughout the year. And you know what? They are staying in one country. I am trying to find something. At the end of 5 years and 6 years of travel, they are still saying the same words. I am trying to find something. What is that something? Peace, happiness, love, understanding, this, that. Some people say, no, I'm trying to find love. Have you seen the movie Eat, Pray and Love? Huh? You see, in the end of the movie, the heroine finds love. What? She goes to Bali and falls into love with one guy. What happens to her after that? Think about it. She will have another divorce. She will again say, I still want to find love. It's exactly like the people who travel. They will travel once, they will travel for 1 year, they will travel for 2 years, they will travel for 3 years, and after that they will feel miserable. And they will say, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay? There are people who want to study. You know what's going to happen to them? They're going to go mad. At the end of it, they will say, oh, I did this degree, then I did that degree, then I did that degree. There was one guy who got some 35 or 40 degrees by the age of 30. Okay. He was a PhD in so many subjects. He was doing this and he was doing that. He was also a minister in the Maharashtra cabinet. His name was Srikant Jitskar. Okay. He was an MP, member of the parliament, also from Nagpur constituency, I think. Nagpur. What did he get by getting so many degrees? Zilch. Z-I-L-C-H. Nothing. Zero. So you think by getting degrees you're going to go anywhere? Nothing. By making money you're going to go anywhere? Nothing. You're still going to be miserable. So this is the line which tells you very clearly, you have to understand that everything is full of misery. Those who desire spiritual perfection, you want spiritual perfection. Just not some, hey, I want to be spiritual. What? I just want to taste everything. Like I tasted in my life, you know, I am gone to Buddhism, I am going to Jainism, I am going to this, I know Christianity, I know Allah, I know everything. What do you know? You're trying to taste, is it? This is what, a buffet or what? Everybody thinks that spirituality is a buffet. Oh, I didn't get anything nice out of Hinduism. I will go to Buddhism. And I have people who will tell me, you know, I don't know about God, you know, I don't go and pray and all that bullshit stuff that they keep on telling themselves. Spirituality is not about prayer. It's not about trying to think that, you know, oh, there is some temple over there. No. Spirituality is knowing the spirit inside of you. Have you ever tried thinking about it? You are so externalized that you are thinking only of the material world. You are thinking, you know, bahar kya milta hai, अच्छा खाने को, अच्छा पीने को, you know, दारू, ये, वो, इसके साथ जा, उसके साथ जा, ये movie देखो. No, that is called sense gratification. Sense gratification is that. Going to the gym also, trying to become a nice, you know, happy builder and all that. No. You have to remain healthy. That's okay. In the previous line, didn't Krishna say that? Eat food and do things which are going to make you healthy. That's it. You're not supposed to be going and trying to become a WWF champion, sir. Hey, मेरा देख के देख. ऐसा कोई जरूरी नहीं है. No. So this is what we need to understand. A man that you meet on the road and who smiles at you and may not have a meal also in that day. That homeless person is happy actually. If you give him $10, he is happy. If he doesn't get anything, he is happy. He is carrying a placard on the roadside. He is happy. He doesn't have to bother about his house somewhere. He doesn't have to bother about tala lagaya ki nahi, you know, have I locked my room or no? He's not bothered about that. That is called freedom. He's not bothered about money because he doesn't have any. What is the desire? Just little meal if he gets, that's it. I'm not saying that you have to become homeless. What I'm saying very clearly is you need not have these kind of ideas in mind that I need sense gratification. And one most important thing is you should have this idea, I want to know God. One who desires spiritual perfection, but who has not seriously analyzed the process of obtaining it, has not analyzed the process, has not, you don't have the time, you know, after all your physics, chemistry, biology, engineering, this, that, economics. Where is the time to analyze God? Nobody has the time to analyze God. You know, in Quora, there are lots of idiots who have fancy degrees to their name. They're engineers, they are this, they are that, they're scientists and all that. And they are answering questions on matters they don't know anything about. They are trying to answer questions on spirituality. There was one answer that I read There is no karma. This is all bullshit and nonsense given to you by some fanatics, religious fanatics. You don't know anything about the subject. You are not allowed to say anything on it. You are not an expert on that subject. You may be an expert in engineering. You may be an expert in some other sciences. But you are not an expert on spirituality. So don't even comment on it. We should go only to a bona fide spiritual learned master. Only if you are sure about it, go to the spiritual master. He will guide you. Don't try to come up with your own ideas on spirituality if you know zilch about it, nothing about it. Don't. Until a devotee has clearly realized spiritual knowledge, he should continue with great faith and respect and with due envy to render personal service to the Guru, who is not different from me. What Krishna is saying over here in verse 39 is, till a devotee has not realized any spiritual knowledge. Spiritual knowledge realization is like the greatest thing in this world, by the way. You see, if I ask you what is the name of the scientist 2000 years ago, would you be able to say it? No. Do you remember a mathematician 3000 years ago? No. Do you remember any other thing of any other kind in this world? No. What do you know about? You know that there was a Krishna. You know there was a Ram. You know there was a Jesus. You know there was a Buddha. You know there is a Muhammad. Okay, the saint, prophet. Now you know all these people. But do you know any economist at that time? No. Do you know who was the richest man during that time? No. Do you know any other subject except religiosity, except spiritualism? There is no knowledge anywhere. Can you understand? There is no knowledge anywhere. All these knowledges which you think about, whether it is engineering, whether it is economics, whether it is human resources, it is so flimsy and useless that it will disappear in a few years' time. But you will still remember a Buddha. And every person in this world will remember a Buddha. Do you think people will remember who Bill Gates was 500 years from now? No way. No way. You can make gold statue of that man also. Gold statue. Nobody will remember. You make a statue which is unbreakable. Nobody will remember. Right? Those who have, Brito has gone to Peru and Bolivia and all that. You know, you have seen those statues of those guys in that villages. 300 years old. And most of the old statues, nobody knows who they are also. They will try to identify, I don't know who this guy is. Think about the guy, you know the Sphinx. You have seen Sphinx in Egypt. You have seen it in films and various other places. Whose face is it? No idea, sir. No idea. So, oh, Scorpion King, I remember. Okay. Who is Scorpion King? Oh, that guy. But that film will not get remembered for long. So the one knowledge which retains itself is called spirituality. It is only going to be there. And nobody knows the spiritual truth. So it is important to find the truth. And don't make judgments on a subject which nobody knows about, till you don't meet a spiritual master who can guide you in that subject. People think that, oh, I know everything. I go to temple, I go to church, I go do this, I do that. What? Your priest has taught you those things? Your priest has no knowledge, neither do your parents, nor do your grandparents, and nobody in this world has knowledge. What knowledge are you talking about? Oh, I know how to earn my living. I drive a taxi, I drive this, I do that, I work in a company, I run companies. And you think you have spiritual knowledge? So don't ever say those words. You have spiritual knowledge. Till you have actually not met a spiritual master, don't even utter those words. Until you have not tested this. So he has to clearly realize the spiritual knowledge. He should continue with great faith. Faith is the most important thing. And faith is one thing which everybody misses out. What is the meaning of the word faith? You all bloody religious people, you call it faith. No. Faith is the basis on which this whole thing is based on. Even in your world, a person has faith. You dropped off, is it? A person has to have faith. A daughter will say, I have faith and trust in my mother. A son will say, I will hold my father's hand because I have faith and trust in him. If you don't have a faith in a person, now just imagine you are traveling in a bus and you look at the guy next to you. That guy looks like a child molester or maybe a rapist. Do you think you will hold that person's hand? No, you will not. Correct? You are not going to hold that person's hand. But if you are confident of a person, or if you have a trust in a person, then you will hold the person's hand. But how do you know that that person can be trusted? How can you say that that person is there? I have full faith in him or her. That thing is never being tested out. Never being tested out. Faith is, you need to test it out. You need to understand the 100% security in knowledge, whether that person has the knowledge about it or no. समझ में आया? Till the time you are not sure about anything, you are a faithless person. And knowledge about spirituality will only come with the one word called faith. If you don't have any faith, there will be no knowledge. So you need to have 100% faith in your guru. If you have 99%, then it is worthless. If you have 99.9 also, it is worthless. Then he is not a guru for you. He is somebody extraordinary. Raste mein koi mila hai. So you should continue with great faith. And the next word is very dangerous. Respect. And respect. The moment you start an argument with a guru, or the moment you say something, what you are saying is all nonsense. Or the moment you say, I don't believe in you. Or if you say, let us say if you say that whatever you are talking is all nonsense. What are you saying? This is what is the most important thing. It says there is no respect. There is no faith and there is no respect. And without envy. Envy is what? अरे उसको ज्यादा दिया, मेरे को कम दिया. You know, I have students who will say, you gave that person something and you never gave me anything. I have people in my world who will keep on comparing themselves to other people. It is not allowed. Krishna is very clearly telling you, you cannot have envy for another person. No envy is allowed. You need to respect, you need to have faith and render personal service to the Guru. Do you know what rendering personal service to the Guru means? It only means this much. एक काम करना, किचन में पड़ा है खाना ले लेना. These words. Is that called a personal service? No. Rendering personal service is the most important thing in the world. What is the meaning of the word personal service? If it was your child, will you render personal service to the child? Do you remember the verse where I said, what is a Paramahansa like? is like a child. He doesn't talk to you in the normal language. If you consider the spiritual master equivalent to that, personal service is the most important thing in the world. Have you ever seen children? You see, when a child is given something, suppose he is given some object, hey, he will do like this. And sometimes he says, I don't want. He will keep on doing like this. He does that, isn't it? You must have seen children. But you want the child to look nice and you want the child to feel nice. So you will make that child do that thing, isn't it? Right? So many a times it means you will find that the spiritual master will say, I don't want. His I don't want is like saying, Ramakrishna is saying, only buy me that cheapest lungi, the piece of cloth. But spiritual service means, what would you like to see him in? Would you like to give him the highest kind of happiness? If you feel like that, to a child, would you like to give him happiness? Yes. And spiritual service rendering means ensuring that everything in his world works perfectly. That whomsoever is there is no envy with that person. For a spiritual master, the whole world is one. Did we not do that in the previous lines? That the spiritual perfectionist is a person, a spiritual master or a sage knows everything is one. Did we do that verse? Now think about it. The moment you say you are doing partiality, you are giving them more, you are giving me less, he's not a sage, you are talking about some Aira Gaira Nattu Khaira, somebody from the roadside. Don't do that. You have to understand that you are talking to a sage. And then you have to do your service. Personal service to the Guru, who is not different than me. Guru is equal to God. That is the reason why we say Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Gurur Sakshat Parat Brahma. Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Guru is the embodiment of all the three gods. And he is the embodiment of Brahma, the divine, unmanifest, and the manifest, both. The embodiment of that, he is my extension, Krishna is saying. This is an important verse. I am not trying to, promote myself. This is not a Facebook channel where I am saying, you have to do promotional service to me. See, you pay 69 rupees and you get 2,000 people. I'm not doing that. This is not a marketing gimmick. So don't think that I am doing some marketing for Suresh Rao over here or Krishna or whatever. No. I'm not doing any marketing. I'm just reading the verse that is there. And if you believe in what this book is the truth. Rendering personal service is also a part of it. But first you need to have faith. Trust, 100% trust in it. If somebody says, he is like that only. No. Faith is the most important thing. You should understand that whatever words that escape from his mouth are 100% true. You should know this. They are 100% true. So then why are you saying anything wrong? So you need to have faith in that. One who has not controlled the 6 forms of illusion, that is lust, anger, greed, excitement, false pride, and intoxication, whose intelligence, the leader of the senses, is extremely attached to material things, who is bereft of knowledge and detachment, who adopts the sannyasa order of life to make a living, who denies worshipable demigods, his own self, and the Supreme Lord within himself, thus ruining all religious principles, and who is still infected by the material contamination, is deviated and lost both in this life and the next. This verse is about fake gurus. Okay? So, who are the fake gurus? if the person has not overcome his 6 senses, 6 bad things in life, what are they? Lust. If that person is only interested in sex, running after people, running after women and gold and all those kind of things. Anger. If the person is getting angry constantly. Greed. I want more, I want more, I want more, I want more. Arey, mere class ka kitna, today what is the rate of my class? I'm doing these classes, of kind of yoga class I'm doing. And the yoga class, what is the rate? Oh, Guruji, we charge $500 for 1 month. No, we should make it $1,000. These people are useless. The people who come over here, they waste my time. We should charge them $1,000. Oh. If this is the kind of thing you are thinking, then there is something desperately wrong. Oh, I should learn. What is that? Tantric yoga, so that I can charge more. You want to learn tantric yoga so that you can charge more? Wow. That is called greed. He's not a spiritual master. He's neither a yoga master, by the way. Please don't go to such a kind of an idiot. He's just a plain teacher. Like you have school teachers, no? They're plain teachers. They have their B.Ed, M.Ed and all that kind. My master of education degrees. So these guys taken some crappy degree from somewhere, maybe. Don't go to that person. Excitement. If the person gets excited, I would like to see this. What is that? Has to behave like a child. Doesn't mean that kind of an excitement. Excitement has to be just, he should be changing his face many times, suiting the occasion. If he's reprimanding somebody, then he has to have a stern face. If he is laughing and smiling, he needs to laugh and smile instantly. Amitabh Bachchan se acha hai. And if you have met any spiritual master, you will get all these emotions in one person. By the way, if you meet a spiritual master who is like that, if you meet a spiritual master like that, you have met an idiot in life. He's not a spiritual master. No, a spiritual master is like a full 70 mm stereophonic sound, Johnny Depp se leke, all Tom Cruise se leke, sab wo mixed hai. And on other side, he is like Buddha also. The person should be like that. At certain point in time, he should be calm and peaceful. At certain point in time, he should be like an angry person. At other points in time, he should be a jovial person. We heard how he is supposed to be. Isn't it? We have heard about how a Paramahansa is supposed to be. We have already done a verse. And intoxication, false pride and intoxication. I come from this matha. If there is an idiot who tells you this, I come from this matha. I am the Shankaracharya of this. You should first immediately. Who the hell has made you Shankaracharya, by the way? You have gone by what? Election process, is it? Bedappa. No. Don't go to such kind of a person. He is a titular head. He is like a country head type of a person. He's elected fellow. Spiritual master is a spiritual master. He's not these kind of guys. Spiritual master is not going to be, like that. No, he's not going to be like that. You've seen, Ramakrishna Paramahansa, full to action. Sai Baba, someday he will go, and someday is very peaceful, and someday is something else. But was he interested? Oh, he was taking money. What? He would take money and give it to somebody else. This is the most important aspect of a true master. He will never keep any money from himself. He will take it and give it away to somebody else. Doesn't matter to him. Whose intelligence? The leader of the senses. I think I should stop here. You know why? Because these lines are important. And I need to do them next time. So next Saturday, I will do these lines. I am traveling from tomorrow onwards. But I will definitely log in and I will do these verses. Saturday, Sunday, 6:30 in the morning, I will do the verses. Okay? So, I will take your leave now and I will stop my satsang over here. We are still at 40:41. Canto 11, chapter 18, 40, 41 we have to do. So I will stop over here. You take care and you have a very good week and day ahead. Bye.